Thank you very much, Randy. Let's go right to our phone callers. Tim first in Florence, Kansas. Hi, Tim.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Well, I got a question regarding what you're saying about marijuana. I mean, wasn't Adam told at the beginning that all the herbs of the earth are for man? And, I did it for multiple years and not no more, but I never seen nothing bad from it.
Yeah, I mean, there are all kinds of substances that are useful in various ways, but to smoke them wouldn't necessarily be wise. There are occult dangers, there are psychophysical problems that are part and parcel of smoking marijuana. For example, the psychological problems are not hyperbole, they're well documented. Diminished cognitive function, memory impairment, panic attacks, psychotic episodes, hallucinations, sleep deprivation, and even dependence. And the physical maladies range from respiratory illness to cardiovascular disease, even to alterations in the structure and chemistry of the brain. I don't think any of this is something to trifle with.
Well, liquor does a lot of that more, and, it's legalized, but, it helps cancer patients. It helps them with their appetites. There is good benefits from it. I don't think God put it here for no reason.
Well, I don't disagree with that. And medical marijuana prescribed precisely in precise doses can be used in an efficacious way. But the problem, as I point out, is the THC liabilities, the tetrahydrocannabinol, which is the psychoactive chemical inherent in marijuana. And so it's very hard smoking it to control how much you're consuming. And how much you're consuming becomes a gateway into these psychophysical maladies. A dosage as little as 7 milligrams can be dangerous. And, whether you're ingesting it by eating it or smoking it, the dangers are still prevalent. I mean, the dangers are really prevalent in eating it because you never really know the subjective feeling and the actual high that you're achieving don't come at exactly the same time. And if you're experienced in this field, you probably know that. But
but I've never felt like I was in danger. I mean, I was done it as a teenager and a young adult, but I've never felt danger to it. Worst comes to worst, you do too much, you fall asleep almost.
Well, look, I mean, you've pointed out that there are inherent dangers with alcohol. Why would you suggest that there are no...
I think alcohol is very bad.
Well, why would you not suggest that on the same basis, even though I think that there are significant differences, but why would you not suggest that there are inherent dangers in ingesting too much marijuana?
I don't know. I just had some questions, just thought I'd ask, but...
Well, I appreciate your perspective, but I mean, from a biblical standpoint, if you're a Christian, Scripture simply forbids intoxication, whether it's intoxication through marijuana or intoxication through alcohol. But we're also suggesting that there are some significant differences between the two. I mean, you can have a glass of wine, and it can be a pleasurable experience. That does not necessarily mean that you're going to get intoxicated if you have a glass of wine with meal. But the fact of the matter is you don't smoke marijuana for the pleasure in it. I mean, the inhaling of marijuana is not a particularly pleasurable experience. I think you'd agree with that.
Yeah, they'll get you coughing.
Yeah, you don't do it for the pleasure. But look, there's also these occult dangers. If you look at how marijuana is used around the world, for example, Muslims of the Sufi tradition, they use cannabis as a contrivance for various spiritual explorations. Rastafarians use the weed to indulge in all kinds of different religious rituals because of the state it puts them in. Even the Buddha has said to have partaken of the elixir of life on his pathway towards enlightenment, and he is often pictured clutching a canister of cannabis. And these higher states of consciousness lead to discovering what you feel are secret truths or becoming one with the cosmic consciousness of the universe. And all that might sound glamorous, but the skeletal remains of these spiritual diversions are multiplied around the world through all kinds of cults and perverse religions.